with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have a serious question to ask you guys concerning the heavyweight division and a heavyweight fighter in that division. And his name is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Of course, he is the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world with one loss to Tyson Fury back in last February. And the question is, where does Deontay Wilder go from here? Now, what I've done, I've created a poll, and the objective is we can read the poll as the votes come in. There's already been about 33 votes. Okay, and right now it's very interesting because I tried to put enough answers to vote on for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. This is a this is for the insight, possibilities, and future of Deontay Wilder. Skrilla50, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You were almost first, Antonio Matthews. Skrilla50 just beat you in. Jordan Benson, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You guys hit that like button as coming in. So, what I encourage you guys to do when you guys come in, go jump over to community and vote and read from the different votes. I mean, from the different options you have to select on where does Deontay Wilder go. Okay, so just make a quick vote. We're going to go on over. Already 33 people have voted. 52 people. So it went from 33 to 52 have voted. And they're interesting. They're very interesting. Skrilla50. Jose Alday. Counterpunch to you, brother. Dole Collier. What's up, Kurt? What you got for us today? Deontay Wilder. News have came about what the true mediation represented. And it wasn't for a fight at all, as you guys know. Grim Reaper, appreciate you, appreciate you. They're coming in. This community of YouTube, you know, I really like it because it's very interactive. It pops up. It just shows you how many people really stay on YouTube because you have to pretty much scroll to see that. You know, I'm guessing, you know. Dem Bowie just joined. No, we just came on. You know, we haven't been on 3 minutes. You know, Ray Khan, salam to you, brother, from London in the house. Happy to see Undisputed fight. Star Wars from Fan TV. It may not be undisputed as you think. You know, Leo Williams, Andy will KO Wilder. Okay, so I'm guessing you picked for him to fight Wilder, right? Did you vote? Did you vote already? There's a poll on the community tab where you guys can vote on where Deontay Wilder should go. So far, let's see. Let me refresh. It's been 77 votes. Okay, so y'all must have forgot. What's up, brother? Salute to you. Nice. The Outlaw Pugilist, Counterpunch from London, UK. Once again, London's in the house. Young Hollywood, Big Kurt. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you, Young Hollywood. I think Trump and Wilder are related. Texas Man 41 Austin. There's no telling. There's no telling. I voted for Andy Ruiz. I think he's more skilled boxer, and Wilder will get overwhelmed. He could if he gets hurt. You know what I mean? I mean, like, Wilder's tough, you know? But then again, I think that fight is a lot different than people think it is with Andy Ruiz. Because see, Andy Ruiz, he's shown us that he has to hit a target that stands still. Now, that's what we known before he's been trained, because he ain't fought on all of last year. He did not have a professional boxing match. So then you had Corona season. Then he turned and changed trainers. And you know you got to pay those trainers. This ain't just, you know, what people think it is. You know, these guys sacrifice their time, their space, their facility with you, along with you, their assistants with you to train you. So that's not free. He's gone a whole year. So I hope it pans out for Andy. You know what I'm saying? Israel Adesanya. I don't think we'll see Wilder in the ring again. That loss hit hard. Wow. So Israel. Did you vote? Did you vote on the poll? Because that's what we're doing. You know, guys, just run over there, vote on the poll real quick, and come back with me. It's already 114 votes, 117 votes. So, you know, and I just posted it. I just made the post when I started, so it hasn't been 5 minutes. Mark Bardsley. Big up, Kurt, from North Wales. North Wales in the house. There's no way he's going to go for Ruiz or White. He'll either spark out someone like Charles Martin or Manuel Char, or he'll retire. Now, Charles Martin, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all, because I think that fight should have happened first. You know, I think you handle your affairs in your own backyard, meaning fight the guys that are available over here. Charles Martin was the IBF champ. Now, it's not necessarily Wilder's fault that he didn't fight Charles Martin. For one, his damn team, but for two, his name marquee value wasn't big enough. See, understand, when Wilder was a heavyweight champion, he was so little known to the point where, yes, he was a champion, but he had nothing, no reputation behind his name. The only thing that he had was his record. And his record was flawless. His record showed like 30-0, 30 knockouts, stuff like that, 32-0, 33-0. And the only person that went the distance is when he got the belt back in 15 with Bermain Stavern. So that was the knockout streak breaker right there. So all those other fights, he's knocked people out, but that's all he had. He didn't have names. He just had bodies of people he knocked out. So when Charles Martin got that IBF belt through disqualification, okay, because they stopped the fight because, what's his name, Glasgow, I think it was? He was injured. He had some kind of weird leg injury, right? And Charles Martin won the belt by default. Well, what could have happened, Wilder's team could have set up a fight with Charles Martin, which I was received that they wanted that fight with Charles Martin. It was just Joshua, and wasn't even a champion then, wanted that belt. So pretty much they paid Charles Martin for that belt. Why? Because Anthony Joshua, being a challenger, a contender, had more clout than Wilder as a champion had over here. You know, the boxing world was bigger over there. Anthony Joshua already had endorsements. Anthony Joshua was the gold Olympian compared to the bronze Olympian. So, you know, they were trying to kind of, you know, barely tug along Wilder's career, where they were jump starting Joshua's. See, Joshua was a contender, but they wanted that crack at that belt on the IBF. So Charles Martin was like, Joshua Wilder. They went across the pond and fought and lost, got knocked out. Straight rights all night until that night was over for Charles Martin. He got, I think, 6 million, 8 million. I think it was 8 million, I want to say. You know, but it was more money than he's ever seen. So that was his Andy Ruiz money for him being a champion. You know, so again, you know, I think and I feel if he had a better team, that fight should have took place way before they should have done that. But then who had $8 million to really give Charles Martin? You know what I'm saying? Because again, Wilder's name wasn't that big. Wilder was only getting 500,000, 200,000 at that time. He wasn't getting he wasn't getting M's. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting, what was his first, what was the first fight that Deontay Wilder made $1 million? Darren Hall, Jim Brown, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Keeps losing more credibility as minions keep propping him up. Damn near everyone said is coming back as BS. You know, it's bad. Blue Blood just announced Wilder versus Martin. Okay, I gotta check that out. That would be good. That would be a good fight. You know, I want to see that. You know what I mean? And we were just talking about that. So, yeah, I hope that fight is set in stone for Wilder, because that mediation shit's over, people. It looks like it's dead is dead. Sam Roberts, I don't think Wilder will fight again. Did you vote on it? If you haven't voted on it, Sam, go on over to community and give me a vote real quick. And that's one of the options if you believe that. Never, so far, it's been 225 votes. Okay, so by the end of this live stream, have we got everybody on? Then I can go and and break down what people think and feel, that should happen. Both get KO'd. Wilder versus Martin. I did. I said retire. Yeah. I mean, you've said that before, though, Skrilla 50. To be fair, I've heard supposedly Wilder is getting 32 million. Okay. I mean, that's a great amount of money for somebody that's not a champ. Dimbui, why should Wilder retire? Absolutely. Why should Wilder retire? Let's hit that like button, guys. We got 82 people up in here. Let's get that like up. Let's let the people that's in here affect the likes that's in here. Unless we just got a bunch of haters, and that's fine too. You know what I mean? Haters got to listen too. You know what I mean? Haters need facts too. No, that means you're consistent. That's right. Yeah, well, he'll be not 36 soon. I mean, his birthday is in October. That's like 9 months from now. So to be fair, no, that's not really soon. It's this year. But when you get to October, understand you're looking closer to 2022. In Bloom, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you and peace to you. Wilder has only 3 options. Fight White, Usyk, Parker, Ruiz. That's like fucking 4 options right there. 2, fight a C-level fighter and get slammed by the media. Or 3, hang up the gloves. Well, Pegando. They have I have a community post right now. So go ahead and vote over on who do you feel or what you feel and where do you think Wilder should go from here. But if he's fighting, whatchamacallit? No, I don't think so. His hat is, I don't know, it's like different colors and shit. This is just straight black and white. I voted retire. I've been saying he don't want the fight. Number 3, not that I think he should. It's just never has that. It's that he has never cared. Excuse me. Old Mirror. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Wilder versus Andrew Galata. Man, Andrew Galata about 50 years old. Or fuck that. He's about 55. So we got 290 votes. It's very look. It's getting very interesting to see who's running up because it's changing. It's like this. The more people vote. Same age as Ortiz. Texas man, 41 Austin. He's talked a lot of nonsense, but I'd just like to see him back in the ring to see what he's got left. As long as it's not a knockover job. David W. Absolutely. Let's get those likes up. Let's hit the like button. Adam Cram, what's up, brother? No. We shut down for COVID and then MLK holiday Monday, so we got a 4-day weekend. So I can recoup and sleep. I've been asleep all day. So I feel good. I feel a lot better. I did, this morning. Tried to vote, chucked me over to Hillary Bloody Clinton. Huh? Penny Royal Tea, what is that about? Wilder joined WWF or WWE are going down in weight. I don't think he's going to go down in weight. I would respect if he didn't. I'd rather him go to a whole different sport. Don't go down. I mean, even though he's mentioned going down, fighting his brother and all that silly shit, but I don't think he should do that. J_Matt Kid 7. Blessings to you, J_Matt Kid. Or Macid. Is it Macid or Mac Kid? If Wilder enters the cruiserweight, he could get beaten worse there, to be honest. I voted retire. No, I didn't catch COVID, I don't think. I mean, I haven't tested positive for COVID because we test 4 times a week. We have to test 4 times a week. I had to go in and test today. So I tested today, I tested Tuesday, and I tested Monday. And then we'll test again Tuesday, then Thursday, then Friday. So basically it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday we test. $342 votes. Okay. John Doe. Damn, he should have just took the 100 million from AJ 2 years ago. Yep. I mean, that's crazy. He should have done that. And then he tells Tyson, I should have took the Joshua shit. But I told you I was going to fight you. H Money spoke to Tate Jones and he said Wilder got a world-class new trainer. Blue said it's not guaranteed he will fight Martin. No. It's not. Nothing's really guaranteed, though. If Wilder beats White, and I'm not sure he would put himself back in contention for the title shot. That's the best fight for Wilder. Sam Roberts, that's absolutely right. You know, in fact, did I do a video on that yesterday? It was one of those days, you know, I did that. And then there's hope for Wilder, people. You know what I'm saying? It's not that he's just done. I don't, unless you're Prince Asim Hamed, because Prince Asim Hamed went out like that. He took that ass beating from Barrera from rounds 1 to 12, where Barrera beat the piss out of him and then took a foul because he grabbed his head and rammed it into the corner. You know, and yeah, they, you know. So, Prince Asim Hamed was never the same. He fought one more time after that, if I can recall, and then that was a done deal. He hung up the gloves. He retired. Michael McNamara, positive, non-judgmental site, fair play. Absolutely, you got to be fair on here. This ain't bashing Wilder hour. No, it's where does he go from here? Because see, okay, the mediation shit, it was on, and we don't even really know if it ended or what. But we do know that based off what we've heard, the intel that we've heard, we have Tyson Fury making announcements that, hey, I got something big coming soon. We have Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn exposing what was going on in the mediation, what Wilder wanted in the mediation. It was money. It wasn't even a 4-3rd fight. So if that's pretty much done, it's no need of harping on the shit. We've counterpunched it. We've understood it. We know what he wanted. Okay, so now what really happens at this point? Where does he go from here? That's why the poll is created. Does he fight Andy Ruiz Jr.? Why did I put that first? Because Andy Ruiz hasn't fought in a year. He's looking to get right back in the saddle, supposedly, Andy Ruiz is, because he turned down 2 marquee fights. Now, there's no guarantee he will take a Wilder fight, but he is a PBC fighter. So since he's already over there on that platform, why not? He's in that stable. Let's get it on. He's a former unified champion too, ain't he? He took an L last 2, didn't he? Okay. So these guys, being both lost, being both still top guys, still top sought after guys, why don't they get the shit in the ring and duke it out to see who's better? Right? And if Wilder can beat him, guess what Wilder has done? He's beat a former unified champion of the world. Now, hasn't he? Counterpunch. That's why he was first. D-Town Blaster, what's up, brother? Hope everyone is doing well. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Everybody's doing, I'm feeling a lot better. And if I didn't have COVID, I definitely had the flu or something. Because the last few days I just felt bad. You know what I mean? Like I had this lingering headache, you know, so I'm like, yo, I can still taste and all that, you know. I had a sore throat. I didn't have a fever. So, you know what I mean? I mean, you can't get sick no other way. If you get sick during this time, they're going to send you home because people don't know if you got COVID or not. You cough wrong. You sneeze wrong. You say the wrong shit. My throat's sore. Oh, shit. You know, yo, why you sweating? You know? No, I don't work around the elderly. Kevin Ewing. No, I don't. Wilder versus Wilder, only their grandparents would love that fight. Still waiting for the results, and you know my main job. Kurt doesn't have the zombie flu. I hope not. Going off his track record, he'll cherry pick again, but with someone with a little bit of credibility like Helenius or Kalnowski. Or Kalnaki. See, Kalnaki would have been a fight because, I mean, Helenius, Kalnaki, more than likely he'll fight Kalnaki. If I had to guess, it's Kalnaki. You know what I mean? Like, because no, he would fight Helenius. He would fight the winner over that. And I think what'll happen, Dominic Brazil will fight Kalnaki. You know, but didn't Helenius and Kalnaki have an agreement to fight each other again? You know, I mean, I heard that somewhere. I'm not sure if that's the case. What do you think about Wilder and Ruiz both need redemption? They do. D-Flow, they're both on the redemption list. Both of them. And Daniel Dubois is now on the redemption list. You know, so I put him on there early yesterday. Or yet, you know, sometime yesterday. Maybe it's 2 days ago now. Kurt, on a question. You think Mike Tyson could beat Wilder in 2-minute rounds? No. Not based off what I saw with Roy. He just has the height, the reach, the speed, the age. You know what I mean? And even with Mike, knowing what he knows, Mike has to hit you with 2 or 3 punches. That's if he can hit and hurt Wilder. Wilder is a kind of guy that he knows he doesn't have the best technically sound defense. So a lot of time he knows he's going to get hit. So if you're a guy that knows you're going to get hit, you're pretty much conditioned for wear and tear, if that makes sense. Versus a guy that's always technically sound until he gets hit, then boom, oh, then he's affected because he's not used to getting hit. Whereas Wilder's used to getting hit. Well, Mike, at his age now, I seen him against Roy. He might throw 2 or 3 hard punches with power, and that tires him out. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that elusiveness, upper body movement like he used to. You know, that upper, you know what I mean? No, he doesn't have that. I didn't see that. You know, shades of that, right? But he didn't have that. So no, I don't think so. I don't think he'll do anything with Wilder like that. Kurt, what is happening with Adam Kalnaki? I don't know. I know he got knocked out in round 4. You know. Let's hit that like button. We have 125 people in this piece. Let's hit that like button. Wilder is suing for compensation for the fight, but isn't suing for the gloves that were loaded. Interesting. Marquise Johnson. That is very interesting. That's very, very interesting. That's a very strange thing now, isn't it, Marcus? Or Marquise. Packer fan 12. Wilder has taken this loss as bad as any boxer in history. Blame loaded gloves, poison water, but only fired Mark Breland and not J. Diaz. Packer fan 12. It would make sense if he did all the above. Like if he fired everybody. See, I'm for that. Like, okay, well, You didn't know. Okay, basically, if you're blaming someone for spiked water, that means you don't know what the fuck happened. You just think somebody in your corner did something to me. So why and how the hell could you pinpoint it only to Mark Breland? So I don't think he's really truthful with what he's doing, or I don't think he's really sat down and thought about it. I think other people has been talking shit around him that really kind of clouded his perception or his decision to make. They kind of guided what he felt, what they felt he should do. Man, it was Mark Breland. I bet you Mark Breland did that shit. It was Mark, man. Jay ain't gonna do shit like that. Jay ain't gonna do shit like that, man. Jay was, but Jay was there watching the motherfuckers. So that's where the loaded gloves stuff comes in. You know, and we've seen 1,000 videos about Glovegate. What about water bottle gate? Just being real. No chance, Kurt. He gonna wait 1,000 days like Dillian White. Hey, if he waits on the WBC route, and that's karma, baby. If you sit there and you did White like that, and you allowed punk ass Mauricio Suleiman to help you do that, what makes you think he won't help someone else do that shit to you? Counterpunch. You see what I'm saying? Like, you think that because Wilder knew, and he told boldly, in confidence, Dillian White on DM. He DM'd Dillian White and told him, dude, I don't have to fight you for fucking 2 years. You ain't the fight that I want. Wilder said that to this man. And you know, Dillian White, Mr. I don't give a shit, showed AK and Barack right there. I don't have to, I'll freeze you out for 2 years. I don't have to fight you. Right? So yeah, Deontay Wilder ducked Dillian White. He did. But he didn't do it on his own. Okay? Look, Deontay Wilder needed help to do something that fucking drastic and shitty. And he had Mauricio for that. And Mauricio had his back. Now, whoever wins, he has Tyson's Fury back. That's why he said, I was in both dressing rooms at the time. And they seen both guys. They had their gloves. Their gloves were, the commission were there with the gloves, and everything was as it should be. That bullshit, right? So that's basically what happened. So now he's looking like, what the fuck? You know, exciting news from Fury, absolutely. You know, just posted it on there. So, look. Hope you're okay, pal. Have you seen Fanon's meltdown? What the fuck did Fanon melt down about? What's wrong? What's his problem? No, I haven't seen it. I was asleep most of the day, guys. You know, I just woke up and did a few videos and stuff. Posted a few that I've already done, but I haven't seen any videos per se. You know, posted a few this morning before I crashed. Dumbass gate. JB with the dumbass gate. That's funny. Let's hit that like button. Everyone that hasn't hit the like button, hit the like button for me, will you? He's suing for fight 2 or 3 he's not yet had. I don't know. Kurt, if you could map out Wilder 2020, where would you have it go? I would have him to take on Dillian White or Andy Ruiz. Because, see, Andy Ruiz is an easier fight. Dillian White is a better fight to make. Why? Because if Dillian White beats Povetkin in the rematch, which is May 6th, right? That's what it's scheduled for. So if he beats him, that means that Wilder and White should fight. See, Wilder needs something to do productive, people. He can't sit around and worry about him suing Tyson and all those people around him, because you have to understand something. People that talk about shit that happened already, that focus on things that happened already, that things that happened in the past, that things that are negative, that things that they can't fucking prove, things like that, those people are no good use to you. And they're no good use to him. The same people talking about injustice, this, that, and the, that's not going to make Wilder a better fighter. That's not going to make Wilder's career better. That's just going to have him waddling in the same shit that he's been waddling in supposedly now for 8 or 9 months or 10 months or 11 months, because at this point, we know now what he felt and how he felt. Since we know how he felt, we also know that he was dealing with this shit, listening to a bunch of fucking chatter from everybody doing this to him. That's not healthy. If you heard him say, man, sometimes, honestly, I ain't been training. I train here sometimes, or then every here and there, so every so often, like he told Brian Custer, that means he wasn't consistent training. You know why? Because I think he was dealing with the shit that he was dealing with because the people around him, them yes men, become fucking cheerleaders for negativity. Wilder, he's our man. He can do it. No one can, right? If he can't do it, no one can. Then when he loses, Wilder, he cheated you. Glovegate, Watergate, fuck Mark Breland. Glovegate, Watergate, fuck Mark Breland. You know, that type of shit. So then you're dealing with, okay, damn, I have all these people in my ear. They're telling me what I want to hear, but then I'm not doing anything. I'm not helping myself. I'm not focusing on the extra fights. All I'm thinking about is the guy that I feel cheated me, or everyone else making me feel that he cheated me. So I can't get over any of that shit. So all that time, it's been like a fucking council. You know what I mean? If you're sitting there listening to people that are telling you shit that is not helping you, that is not motivating you, you know, they should be talking about, man, look, let's fight Dillian White. Let's knock his ass out. Let's get his position. That gets us back to the WBC. That WBC belt belongs to you. Let's do that. I would go the Dillian White route. But of course, what would the roadblock really be? Eddie Hearn. He hates Eddie Hearn. Why? Because Shelly Finkel hates Eddie Hearn. See, these guys, they're loyal to certain promoters and stuff like that, so they take and carry on the burden of the people that their people or their promoters' enemies becomes their enemies. If that makes sense. See, Wilder can't stand Eddie Hearn. I don't know how Eddie Hearn really feels about Deontay Wilder. Maybe the same way. However, you know, I think that would be the problem with Dillian White and Eddie Hearn. But I would love for Dillian White to fight Deontay Wilder. Why? Think about the press conference. Think about the buildup. Look, Dillian White, he can promote his own fight. You don't understand. Dillian White he's a force and he's opinionated like any other fighter. Right? He has that brood Jamaican / British accent and demeanor. Body snatcher. Taking on the bronze bomber. The I want a body. Deontay, I want a body versus the body snatcher. DW versus DW. 2 WBC hierarchies. Come on, man. That's a fucking fight. Do you understand how these guys could promote themselves and come together and have one hell of a fight? And then Deontay, it gives him that platform, that opportunity to say all the shit he wanted to say about Eddie Hearn. Right? That would be one hell of a fight to me, man. I don't know what you guys really think of it, but I think that fight would be crucial. Jay Rodriguez, Counterpunched to you, brother. You know what I mean? You think about it. Think of Deontay Wilder, Dillian White in a press conference. Eddie Hearn's in the middle, right? He's between them. You got Shelly Finkel over there, right? He's besides Deontay Wilder. Dillian White's on the other side of Eddie Hearn, right? They're looking at each other. They're mean mugging. They're talking shit. They've agreed, but they still don't like each other. You know it's a lot of high tension in the air, people. Something's going to get said. A fight might break out. That might be some Chisora Dillian White 1 shit. And you know how that shit went. Oh, man, that would be great. Yeah, Mark Barsley. Yeah, his name is Shirley. His name is Shelly, not Shirley. I can't stand Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, I'm gonna beat your ass for free after I whoop your fighter's ass. To this day. To this day, I was ready to whoop. I'm gonna whoop all your fighters. Kurt, why did Deontay wait till Tyson Fury said we're moving on? Then he comes out with accusations repeating LDBC. Ricky Torek, because he pretty much just, he pretty much just say, I ain't got really shit to lose then or now. Maybe he did it because of that reason. Yeah, man, those look, they cheerleading, they're cheerleaders, man. And them cheerleaders are not helping Wilder. He needs strong fucking men that's gonna tell him like, yo, you my boy, but I think you need to stop this Fury shit. You know what I mean? Last 2-3, since 18? He been fucking with Tyson Fury. So we got it right. So far we have 678 votes. Nice. Shelly speaking is low voice. Deontay will be back and better than ever. Buck breaking Wilder. Do you think Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace, could have made Wilder something else? The point, does he need a better trainer? Boxing fan. That shit's going to have to be the same thing Manny Robles said about Andy Ruiz is the same thing anybody could say about Wilder. Wilder has to want to learn new shit. If he does not, he won't. They don't give a fuck who he brings in there. Because I think Wilder's hard-headed. I think he's bullheaded. I think he's set in his ways. And at this point of his career, I mean, what the fuck could you teach him? If he could learn anything, he would have learned it by now. Let's get those likes up. So no, it don't matter. Wilder has to want to learn. Just like someone that does bad shit or on drugs or something like that. They're going to have to want to change for anybody to help them. That means they have to open up first. If they're closed-minded or if they're closed in their ways and they shut their mind, they shut down mentally, there's no reason and there's no way to help them. So if Wilder has that attitude still and he's not open, and I think Wilder has a trust issue with people. I think he doesn't trust a lot of people because obviously if you thought Mark Breland spiked your water and you thought that shit, that means he didn't trust Mark Breland anyway, if you really think about it. Oh, Penny Royal, that's true. Can't really argue about Usyk wanting a decent purse. If Wilder gets that much for not fighting, that's true. But that's if he gets anything. That's if he gets anything at all. Wilder will never change. He may not. Quit babying these fighters. Make them ear your respect. There you go. Exactly. And his first loss to himself. And that's the first fight he has to win now. Never date a cross-eyed woman, as she might start seeing someone on the side. It's fucking Saul. Who you looking at? Yeah, but eyes can be deceiving because you don't know if that person is, that's actually a true statement. It was supposed to be for a, joke, and it is funny, but like people with eyes, wondering eyes, basically. Seeing someone on the side. Oh. Blue Blood said Wilder is getting 32 million, so it has to be true. I guess so. Yeah, Blue Blood said it. It has to be true. But I'm thinking, what? Like, this don't make okay. Getting 32 million for what? Are you referring to the mediation? Compensation is for Heyman. Finkel and Diaz will be getting 10% if lucky. So so he's getting 32 million for the mediation dispute. You know, hey, I'm with Penny. If they give him anything close to 32 million, fuck if they give him $10 million. You have to think of it like this. If I'm Usyk, I should be like, you know what, fuck that. You guys are gonna give me the same amount of money you're gonna give Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Because I'm next in line. So it's either you give me the WBO belt, let me fight for it. Matter of fact, let me fight Deontay Wilder for it. Watch the LDBC in real time. Turn the Aram, the mediation is for compensation. Comment into what? It's funny, Tyson was like, let's make the fight. Deontay weirdly says, I don't have to say anything. Well, how going to make the fight without saying anything? He'll get 5 and take it happily. Wilder wins 32 million from Fury. 32 million, he's worth more to stay out of the ring. Wow. Well, I don't know. See, where is this number coming from? Blue blood means 32 cents. Can't see him getting half that. No chance. Yeah, like $32 million coming from a person that I look, the last rematch, I don't know if what he's made from even the rematch, but if $32 million, how the fuck you gonna get $32 million from a fight that you didn't, first of all, you never fought. Second of all, you were supposed to get 40% of that. So is that 40% of a supposed trilogy match, is that worth $32 million? Because I mean, I haven't heard any of this shit. So, again, I've been out of it. Word of the day, Venezuelan currency. I know, right? It would be closer to 3.2 million. I mean, that looks believable. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's like $32 million is more than he made his whole career. Let's face it. He only made 3 fighting Fury the first time. He got 10 million as a settlement for staying with Showtime. And they dropped him. He's supposed to have made 5 million, but then a guaranteed of 25 million to fight him in a rematch, which didn't make sense to that. I don't know how much he made from Ortiz in the second fight, but I'm not sure how much he made. Ronald, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Well, I mean, if you could take $32 million for not fighting, fuck, I'd rather do that than get my ass beat for $100 million, supposedly. Or possibly. LJ. Being polite again. Yeah. That number is ridiculous. I'd have to violate that number. He doesn't. But here's the thing. You guys really believe that shit, though, because Tyson Fury himself has said, I wouldn't give this motherfucker nothing to step aside, because that's what it sounds like. And then how the fuck would a mediation guarantee someone $32 million? It's a mediation, people. Think it ain't fucking illegal yet. I keep telling you. Mediation guarantees a person $32 million. No, motherfucker, take me to court for $32 million. That's out of this world. You're going to give some, on top of Tyson Fury saying that he wouldn't give him, what he said, I wouldn't give the bum 10 cents or some shit like that. Right? Like, so how the fuck a mediation is going to guarantee you $32 million? That's some wishful thinking, fanboy, bullshit, imaginatory, made up, gossip, rhetoric, bullshit. Okay, that's what that is, and I can't say that all over again. You know what I mean? That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Like, Now I'm thinking about it because I'm just really thinking about like, wait, a mediation of a judge telling you, well, I think you guys should give him $32 million. That is the order. Like fucking watching a judge show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or some shit. Get out of here. Do you think Wilder got money? I don't know if Wilder got money or not. I don't think he's just broke. Exactly. I am wonderfully made. Counterpunch. Absolutely. You think some fucking come on, a former judge too. He ain't even no judge of any place. He's a former judge, so he's supposed to be inclined with the law ways and byways and all that. Cool, I get that, but come on, man. A guy, you let a contract expire. So we went from trying to see if the contract is valid, which we know now is fucking bullshit. Why? Because if the contract was fighting for the legitimacy of the contract, how did that turn into we're just wanting financial compensation? So financial compensation equals an expired contract that we're trying to make valid still. Shit don't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Like, what the fuck are we really talking about? Because the contract, that's what they're supposed to be doing the mediation over. That's the first thing. So are we at liberty to know now is that now a lie? You know what I mean? Is that a lie now? So hold on a second. This is shit. The hell is this? Hear your rent, boy, Blue Blood. If you watch it for comedic value while thinking some people actually believe them, it gets funny. It's crazy. See, it's one thing you can convince other people of something that you believe or you're trying to get them to believe. That's one thing. But like, does that matter versus someone that actually has sense, or does that what warrants? That's like me telling a group of people and making them believe this one thing. Okay, they understand that to be true. But what does that matter when it comes down to real truth? That's the sad thing. If you convince 100 people of something that's not true, that's a problem. You know what you call that? You call that deceiving. You can deceive 100 people. My thing is, it's not me wanting it not to be true. It's my thing of just realizing why the possibilities of it not being true. See, a lot of people say, oh, you hating. No, I'm just thinking on what are the chances on the reasons on why I doubt that is true based on this. You go to a mediation to see if a contract is valid. Then the mediation has no starting point. It has no ending point. We don't know what really went on with the mediation. We hear little birdies say or this and that. But then we hear people that were in the mediation. We hear what Tyson Fury said to the mediator, that I would never fight him again. Does that mean Tyson Fury would rather pay him than fight him? You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, if it was all about money, why was it labeled as trying to see if a contract was still valid because it's said to be expired? Did they find out the fucking contract was expired? And if it was expired, why do you have to give him $32 fucking million? You see what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense. Because that means, okay, it is expired, so guess what? Let's go another route. There's too many things that we don't know. Just like the sit down with with John Skipper, Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel, and Deontay Wilder when they were there. Do you know how easy it was for them to talk about that? Remember they talked about that situation with John Skipper? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember when John Skipper was there with Shelly Finkel and Deontay Wilder, and then those guys were speaking, and Deontay Wilder, after he had announced that he turned it down, they were talking about what went on in the meeting. Not really specifics, but they told about what it was, what they were be getting, and you know, per fight, and what they were willing to give him for the Dominic Brazil fight, and the questions that they asked John Skipper in return. Where the fuck is any of this at right now? Why aren't we hearing that? We went from Deontay Wilder being an outspoken, tall, black, strong, spontaneous black leader, right? I think I called him the accidental black leader. Why? Because the shit that he was doing didn't really, it wasn't meant to come off political. It was meant to come off as a rebuttal and a counterpunch to what Tyson Fury was saying about his people. And Deontay Wilder didn't want to fucking hear that because he was in his country. Okay, that it wasn't meant to be that way. And right, Ricky Torre, Lou DiBella, he was there also, and they fucked over Lou DiBella because Lou DiBella, they were mad at him. Like, why'd you bring us to this shit? Yo, we trying to get the fight done, right? That's what I was trying to do. I don't know what the fuck y'all are trying to do. Right? What the fuck? Hold on a second. Now, where was I? Now we have this secret mediation that nobody knows shit for no reason. No one's filling us in on. Wilder's too fucking quiet, and I don't understand what changed him. The only thing that we can go on is what happened, what the actions happened. The changed you got your ass beat. Then all of a sudden you made 2, maybe 3 interviews, then you disappeared again after being in exile or wherever the fuck you were for that amount of time. And then you can't talk about anything. So what we know to be true is his ass was offered that money from DAZN and he didn't take the shit. And everybody blamed Lou DiBella. Right? So now we have another hearing where it's rumored that he's getting $32 million. As you guys, I'm just going on what you guys told me. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't even read this up. But if they're giving him $32 million, I'm just trying to figure out how and why. Because if the contract was expired, they have nothing to say or do. Who the fuck gonna pay him $32 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it Fury gonna pay him $32 million? And $32 million from where? Think about it. Where the fuck is Tyson Fury gonna give $30 million, pull it out his ass to give it to Deontay Wilder? You know what I'm saying? Because there, from what I understood was, it wasn't because of that. It was because of the reckoning. We just heard Tay Jones say what Javon Miller, a friend of mine, Javon Sugar Hill supposed to be and be ready for. Remember that? Yeah, we gonna be in that bitch. You gonna see us too. Don't quit hide, make the fight. We just heard that like last week. Wasn't that just last week? Or a week before, a week and a half ago? Right? And you went from some shit your team, your best friend said, oh, hey, you better be ready, stop hiding. No, you gonna see us? Yeah, you gonna see me again. We gonna be up in that bitch saying all this hype job shit. He's charging Javon Sugar Hill up. Javon was kind of like, oh, okay. You know, I wouldn't have had that type of demeanor, but then again, I'm not Javon Sugar Hill, right? So you go from that to it's all about money. You know, see, and here's the thing. You guys are asking Javon Hill all these fucking questions. The questions should be asked to Deontay Wilder. Like, what the fuck is really going on? Where you been? Okay, if you can't talk, people spoke for you before. Ask Tay Jones. I've reached out to Tay Jones recently. I mean, I haven't heard anything back from him. You know, it's been a while, a few months. But that's what I need to. He needs to come on this show, so we need to talk some real shit. You know what I mean? Because what he's saying about Wilder wanting a fight is not what's been said today. So my thing is, what changed from when Tay Jones said, we gonna see you in the next fight, in the trilogy fight, to we don't want a trilogy fight, we want fucking money? What changed? Andre Rodriguez, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Davey H, Fury will not pay Wilder 30 cents after all this. That's what I'm saying. If he's not gonna fight this man, and then his idea of paying him would be to fight him. But why would Tyson Fury fuck up money from AJ to fight Wilder again? That ain't making no sense. That ain't gonna fly. Not with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury didn't fight Klitschko, people, and he was guaranteed. He wasn't even the A side in that shit. He was the dude. He was the Andy Ruiz in that situation. Understand that, right? He fell off. He started to break down. Kevin Lopez, counterpunch to you, brother. Wilder needs to fight Usyk. That would be good. But I'm just trying to figure out where this $32 million is coming from. Where the hell is that coming from? I want to know where that's coming from. Who's going to fork that up? Think about it. They couldn't even pay for Tyson Fury's last fight. So you think they're going to give him $32 million set aside somewhere? But anyway, no. We're almost at 1,000 votes. I'm going to go over the tally. Okay, so we're almost there. We got 958 votes. So if you guys haven't voted yet, go on over to community and vote on where do you think Deontay Wilder should go from here. Okay, regardless of what they give him. If they give him anything, he's winning. If they give him anything, he's winning. And if they give him anything, that means Alexander Usyk should get something if Anthony Joshua wants to take his belt. But I think I'm thinking up something that Eddie is. I'm reading some shit on Eddie Hearn, and I'm thinking he's trying to do some real power move shit. I'm not gonna say it right now because I'm not really convinced, but I think Eddie Hearn is doing some fucking liberating Che Guevara shit. You know what I'm saying, on the real. But I will get with you guys with that because I don't want to just talk too much right now about that. Kurt, I believe Deontay is salty about hearing Fury versus Joshua was being done. There's talk. People are worried about him. It's not looking good at all. Kevin Lopez, you're absolutely right. But if you've been following this shit like everyone else, you have to understand, yes, that's right. Why? Deontay Wilder got pissed off when he thought Anthony Joshua was going to help him spar and to get prepared for himself. What did he call both of them? They both some bitches. Look at them. They trying to get over and team up on me, right? You guys don't remember that? So you think if the idea of him seeing Tyson Fury Joshua, that shit should make his blood boil to this day. To this day, his blood is fucking. He's on fire over there. See, a person that's sitting there quiet and stuff, you trying to convince people, oh, I've been good, I'm happy, dude. You couldn't have been good. You couldn't have been that fucking happy if you think somebody cheated you and you just sit back and didn't say shit. That means you were too mad enough to say something, so you let other people talk for you. You can't tell me that, oh, I'm blessed, I'm good, I'm happy. I don't think you were that happy. You know what I mean? I don't think you were that happy if you believed that shit. You let other people talk for you. I don't think that. I don't believe that. And then when you finally said it, you said it after finding out you didn't get this fight. Darren Hall. Oh, hell yeah. He blocked you. I'm hoping his ego's going to get the best of him and go for White. I hope he goes for White. That would be his best bag. Fuck the politics behind the whole ordeal. Okay, so 32 million in Heyman's currency is not the same as 32 American dollars at Kurt Ali. I'm the greatest. I told you. Oh, Deontay Wilder on egg weights and glove flapping. You know something? Do you guys understand that that money, I think, is the I think that's the offer of a solution for Team Wilder. I think they asked for $32 million just to squash everything. It's a punk move having someone to fight your battles, yeah? Coming from someone that had something to say about everyone that said something about him. Mike Tyson, Paula Malignaggi, Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean? Dillian White. Think about the people, Charlie Z. He flew to find Charlie Z. Charlie Z ain't nothing but a fucking. I think he's mental. I think he has mental issues. Something ain't right about that boy. You know what I'm saying? And he went there to beat that little dude up, and he did beat the shit out of him. Punked him out, had him all on the floor and shit. Crouched down there over him. Is it gonna stop now? He was over that dude like this. He was like this. Is it gonna stop now? Is it gonna stop now? Like he was a child, right? So you go from being that brash, that opinionated, to not responding at all. It's not like that. Yeah, I like that shit though. Because Charlie Z was talking a lot of shit. He might not have it all there, but he's a punk. Charlie Z's a punk. He is. And Wilder, but that just shows you that Wilder back then, what Wilder used to do to people that had something to say. If you threaten Wilder, he's going to come for you. That's what he used to do. And I'm talking about the Wilder that had the bronze mask, that shit that looked kind of stoic, like Roman God, that type of shit. That's the Wilder I miss. That Wilder that, come shut me up. Come tell me, everybody, y'all want me. I want somebody to shut me up. Where they at? That Wilder. Where's that fucking dude that had that Keith Thurman, you better not duck me, son, attitude? Oh, we talked about his daughter. Okay. Yeah, Kevin, Lopez. Yeah, I'd have got in this shit too. You know what I mean? No, that fair play to Deontay Wilder. Much props to him. Yeah, I would have got in his ass too. You don't talk about my kid. And then, you know what I mean? Because he got shut down. I would have had to shut him down too. That dude got shut up. He did. The Tony Express. He shut him up too. Look, shut him up, beat him like a little child, and then ran him out of the fucking gym. To this day. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But, ooh, Darren Hall, you dirty slide dog. Tyson Fury shut him up. He quieted him. He quieted him some. He did. He did quiet him up. And that's what I'm talking about. See, if Wilder, okay, let me break this down to you in comparison to a great fighter. My dad, Muhammad Ali. But anyway, Muhammad Ali got beat. First time, Madison Square Garden, right? He got beat 12 rounds. No, 15 rounds, sorry. He got beat and he was knocked down in the 14th round by a left hook by Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier fought him like he's never fought anybody else. There are two undefeated fighters. One was the champion that was assigned the championship. Muhammad Ali was also the champion that they stripped because he didn't want to go to war fighting other people of minority status. So they stripped him. And you got two guys undefeated. One's a Muslim, other one's a Christian. You know what I mean? Had different beliefs. The world was in divide behind this damn fight. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Joe Frazier, went through all he went through with his kids running home crying and shit, countless days because you had little Muslim boys and girls talking shit at him and talking shit about the dad is ugly, this, that, and the other, because they heard on television Muhammad Ali is selling the fight, calling him he's ugly, he's a dummy, he can't fight, he can't hit me with them ugly hooks that he throws, he bobs and weaves and gets caught with punches all in between. All this stuff that he said now, okay, he used it. He did use it, and he beat Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali lost the first professional fight in 1971. They call it the fight in Madison Square Garden. All types of people. Nicky Barnes, Frank Lucas. Those guys were in attendance. Frank Sinatra. You know what I mean? They were there. Okay. A lot of people showed up at that fight. Jack Nicholson. Okay. These guys, look, these like everyone was in New York to see that damn fight. Okay. That was a fight. Muhammad Ali lost, but he was not silenced. Let me say that again. Muhammad Ali lost his first professional fight to Smoking Joe Frazier, but he was not silenced. When they were talking to Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali was, his freaking jaw was out here. Okay? His jaw was out here. And people were talking about, well, Muhammad, I don't think you would want to get back in there. They don't think you would want to get back in there. And the first thing Muhammad Ali said, oh, no, I don't think they know how wrong that truly is. I'm ready to get back in there with Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier, I'm going to get him. I want to take him on tonight. That sucker ain't going to get me. I'm going to get him again. I'm coming back to win. Rumble, young man, rumble. Okay? Great fight, Grim Reaper. Great fight. Muhammad Ali was out of order when he called Joe Frazier and Uncle Tom. That was a low blow. It was. Coming from that Uncle Tom, which is so stupid. Uncle Tom don't even mean Uncle Tom. Fucking idiots. Anyway, it was below the belt, because when people say that, they mean what they think they mean. Okay? What they think that term means. And it don't mean that at all. I know, Jim Brown, absolutely. That's the whole point. People don't know what that really means. But back to Ali. Ali was not silenced. Ali didn't do these fucking things. He didn't change his personality. He didn't change the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he carried himself. It didn't break his spirit. It didn't change nothing about him. He was the same person. He was the same loudmouth, full of energy, full of confidence, determined, driven fighter as he's ever been, with that one loss. People. So understand this. This is not one of those things where, hey, Wilder, he needs to do something and this and that. No, this guy, you leave him alone. He's just staying quiet. No, this guy should stay. He should stay in the limelight. He should stay talking shit. He should stay calling out fighters. He should stay saying, if you think Tyson Fury cheated you, fucking blast him every day, every chance you get. Don't block him off social media. Tyson Fury said that Deontay Wilder blocked him. So guys, don't be discouraged if these LDBC guys block you, because they're just doing what the guy that they look up to does. He blocks and he stops the opposition. He stops people from challenging them. Zaro's 2 times, counterpunch to you, brother. So that's what he's doing. So they're doing what he's doing. And he being Deontay Wilder. If he blocked Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury knows the gift of gab, but he also knows what the spirit of being driven is, determination, and what, first of all, the confidence spirit. Okay? It's a factor. It's something in you. He knows that. The only thing I want to see Tyson Fury lose. Why? Because I want to see what he's really made out of. I've heard Tyson Fury say, hey, I commend Anthony Joshua for taking the loss the way he took the loss, regardless of what people said about him, regardless of the ridicule and all the shit. I liked how he took the loss, and he said this, and it stuck with me. He said, I hope to be that way if I take a loss. That's why I want to see if he will take the loss like he said he would want to. But I like how he said it. He said it honestly. I want to be that way if I ever took a loss. We don't know if he really will. Will he bitch up like Wilder did and just stay quiet, and then all these people rumored and chitter chatter and all that shit and talk for him and all that, and then comes in and, yeah, I believe he did it. Yeah, I think he did it all, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Like it was scripted. You know what I'm saying? But then, then you go into hiding again. You're not the same you used to be. Deontay Wilder used to say something every fucking 2 or 3 days. Right? He used to say something he used to keep you updated on. I mean, even if it was something going on with his daughter, God bless her soul, with her ability, with her disabilities or whatever, you heard about it. Okay, you heard something from this man. Now you don't hear shit. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign, and it's not the Deontay Wilder that I know. See, here's the thing. Let a person dislike you for something that you know you are true at being. Let a person dislike you for you being you. Don't let this person dislike you for you changing. See, most of the things that Wilder said, some of the things that he said, I didn't like them, but I respected them because I know he said it. He felt that way. Some things are just fucking, humorous. He cracks me the fuck up sometimes. Like he called Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury a bunch of bitches for wanting to spar each other to get prepared. That was some funny shit to me. You know what I mean? But this I don't like. Because I don't think Wilder is being himself. Because I think something's wrong. I think something's wrong. If look, my thing is like this. And then the problem is being egotistical, is something's bothering you, and even people know, like, yo, something's not right with you. That egotistical factor will not allow him to say nothing's wrong or something's wrong. He'll always, everything good, I'm happy. No, I don't think you are if you're not doing the things you used to do. That's all. I mean, we see embarrassment. We see, that's what I'm looking at. Now, I'm not going to go mental and this, that, and the other. But here's the thing. When you say a person is mentally broken, that's a vast amount of different possibilities, people. Not meaning that he's suffering mental illness and about to kill himself. God, I hope not. Dude is a prize fighter. You don't want nothing to happen to the brother. That's not cool. That's hatred right there. It's not a hate channel of any shape, form, or fashion. I might counterpunch a person, go on rants, but I'd be damned. I'm not going to wish bad on a person. No, I just see Deontay Wilder for being the person that he was. Like him or love him, ain't the same person anymore. That's what I'm saying. We should be getting updates. Why are you going through certain channels that you don't even really it's hard to filter out an LDBC channel for truth or fact, or from the fiction and the made up shit of wishful thinking and just being a fanboy or of that person. It's hard to decipher that. So when you do hear something on Blue Bloods, I'm like, damn, I know the man probably works as much as me, but it's like you doubt what you're like. Sources tell me. I'm like, dude, what sources? You know what I'm saying? Like, what sources are you referring to? Because we don't even know that for cash value, because the last person that came on this channel that was close to Wilder told me a bunch of shit that ended up being very contradicting. And that's a fact, and everybody here knows it. If you don't know it, you should know it. If you guys have been following me, if you've seen the interviews with me and Tay Jones and this, that, and the other, you've seen that things were said to me. That's why I don't come out, and a lot of people gave me shit about that interview. And I'm like, yo, you have to let someone tell their side of the story before calling them, hey, I don't believe you. You have to see what you say you don't believe. I want to know the facts. I don't want to know some bullshit about rumor. I want to know what happened between you and Wilder, and what happened to Wilder with Fury, and what happened with the Fury and Wilder fight, and what you believe happened in that fight throughout that time. And let's take it from there. And there was a lot of things that he said that other people came out and said that shit ain't true. And it ain't the fact that I said anything. It's the fact that all I'm doing, I'm reporting what other people said that was contrary to what was interviewed and said to me. If that makes sense. After the title screen, everything is bullshit after that on LDBC. Fury demolished Wilder. Can he come back? Rap Star Boxing TV. He can if he decides to. Okay? I think Lou knew it was a big risk setting up that DAZN meeting, but Wilder turning down that amount of money was something he didn't see coming. No, he didn't. Packer fan 12. You think Lou DiBella would have brought his ass in there and got everybody together if he knew that he was going to get ambushed like that? If he knew the outcome was going to be that way, do you think he would have pulled all them strings and did God knows what and stayed up countless hours to get these people to fucking together to meet up at one time? If he knew they were going to do that shit that they pulled, why do you think Lou DiBella was acting the way he was acting? First of all, don't fuck with Lou DiBella. Like, don't piss him off, meaning. Because Lou DiBella is the type of dude that's going to tell you quick in a New York accent kind of way that he is, go fuck yourself. And I'm pretty sure that's what he probably told Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel. Now, he probably didn't view it towards Deontay because he knows Deontay's just a pawn. He's just a fighter. He don't call the strings, and I don't honestly think that he was educated enough dealing with the money and all that shit and the politics behind that to deal with that type of situation. But Lou DiBella was. So Lou DiBella knew, like, yo, this is what I proposed. This is what I told you motherfuckers before you got down and sat down. So you guys are only going to turn around and ask dumbass questions that didn't even involve Deontay Wilder. The questions that they asked that man, John Skipper, Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel asked John Skipper, what was Anthony Joshua getting? Who the fuck cared about that? That's just like, let's flip it. The $50 million. Remember the $50 million that was all supposedly offered to, allegedly offered to Anthony Joshua, right? You remember that? What if Eddie Hearn asked what was Deontay Wilder making and that was the killing point of that whole negotiation? They would have fucking crucified Eddie Hearn. They would have crucified Eddie Hearn like Jesus. They would have crucified him like that. If he would have said something stupid, trivial, dumb, what this shit got to do with comment, like Shelly Finkel asked, or Al Heyman. Shelly Finkel fucked Wilder. The moment he stopped Wilder versus Flatt and called him a baby champion, Wilder was wrapped in cotton and protected. Yep, he was protected, set aside to another date in time. And they set all that shit up for fighters like Fury. Fury was supposed to fall people. This shit was not supposed to happen with Tyson Fury. Why do you think Tyson Fury is hated? Why do you think they're starting to build up a fucking case of the things and the discrepancies that Tyson Fury was involved with in his life and his career? Why do you think that shit from 5 years ago all of a sudden popped out of fucking thin air? Why do you think that happened? It happened because Tyson Fury did not supposed to fucking win. He did not supposed to win. That definitely wasn't supposed to be a fucking rematch. Okay? But the rematch came anyway, didn't it? Eventually it did. Because of the outcome of the first fight. Wilder was supposed to knock Tyson Fury out. Tyson Fury was supposed to be another name on Deontay Wilder's list of fighters that were low-risk opponents. Then from that point, they move on. And when they move on to a bigger split with Anthony Joshua, the guy that's making 20 to 25 million pounds, and that was back in fucking 2018. Okay? He's constantly getting increases by millions of pounds. You know? So they had to find someone. They had to find a British fighter, an undefeated fighter, an ex-champion, like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury fit the bill. I mean, you look, you can't be mad at Shelly Finkel, though. You can't be mad at him because it was a good move. Shelly Finkel knew that he dealt with Anthony Joshua before, so he said, you know what? I thought Vlad was going to beat Joshua, and he didn't do it. The kid ended up fighting Vlad. Vlad dropped that kid. That kid got back up, and he knocked out Vladimir. And I didn't want Wilder to go anywhere near Vladimir, and I managed both guys. So I don't think that's a good idea to put Wilder in there with Vlad. Now, and I sure don't think it's a good idea to put Wilder in there with Joshua. So what can we do? I know. That loudmouth, bald-headed, fucking awkward-built, fucking ex-cokehead ass Tyson Fury is calling out my fighter, Wilder. We'll take him. Oh, that's right. He's a big fucking guy that can't punch really all that well. He's fast, but that's about it. He's been sitting around for 3 years. He was 400 pounds. Let's get that fight. Let me shoulder tap Wilder and see how he feels about fighting him. Oh, hell yeah, I've been waiting to knock his ass out. There you go. The rest is history. Think about what I'm saying. So it wasn't a bad move. It was a good move. It was a good projected move from Team Wilder. Shelly Finkel's not an idiot. He's been around the block a long time, people. Guys like Shelly Finkel, Bob Arum, Don King, those type of guys don't really, they have long jeopardy. I don't know what the fuck they eat, but whatever they eat, keep eating it. Because they have long jeopardy. They have been around for a very, very long time. Okay? So they know from being in the sport of boxing as long as they know how to match make. And that's exactly what they were doing. So it was a good attempt. But you have to understand why that Joshua Wilder fight did not happen. That's why now you think about, even when Wilder confessed that, yes, I think Tyson Fury beat me. All right, who are you going to fight next? Who did he pick? Ruiz, Dillian White remind me of a girlfriend that like I had some good piece of pussy or something. Whoa, right? Hellenius was another. No Joshua. Go figure. No Joshua, though. So that tells you, that means that Joshua is not in the play if we don't get the Tyson Fury fight. But now we know it's about money, so everything turns and changes. Within each new source of information and intel we see, whoa, this shit ain't what we thought it was a week and a half ago. Right? This ain't what it was at least a week and a half ago. At all. At all. Right? So this is what it is. I like Eddie Hearn, hardworking Englishman. He's a hardworking cat. Chain with Ice, counterpunch to you. Marv's Hot Topics. Mike Tyson. Man, Tyson Fury clearly didn't want to fight Wilder again. How y'all gonna switch it up on Wilder now? Tyson said he would never fight Wilder again, and that's this mediation started to begin with. But Marv's Hot Topics, do you understand what just recently happened about Wilder? I mean, shit, he fought him twice. So I don't think it's fair to say Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight him again. You know what I mean? I don't think that if Tyson Fury didn't want to fight him, I think he lost interest in fighting Wilder. I think he did lose interest in fighting him, you know. But after Wilder said what he said, I think he really was like, you know what? I didn't really want to fight him again, but now I have a reason. Now I don't want to. Now you gave me a reason. Now I shouldn't fight you, or why I should never fight you. You know, you talk about my people. You call my people shiesty, shitbergs. Okay, that's what's up. I'm not going to ever fight you. So if that's the case, I don't see him paying Wilder. Mars Hot Topics, did you hear about the 32 million? That's the word around the campfire, right? Slight tendencies. Remember that these Wilder nuts also think Wilder won the first fight. Casuals, here we go. Let's look at it this way. The first Wilder Fury fight was a draw. Okay, so that, cause see, that argument is so fucking dead, people. It was a fucking draw. That's what it was. That, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was ruled as. Regardless of how you feel about it, no one won. And see, here's the thing about robberies. Robberies don't mean what people think they mean. Robberies are someone just gets robbed and they give it to the other guy. Now, a moral robbery is like someone beats the shit out of another guy and the other guy was the favored, then they give him a draw. But a straight out robbery is someone that they take the fight from, and in exchange, they give that fighter that actually won the L. That is a complete robbery. What happened with Wilder Fury? Fury did something that he didn't supposed to do. And the something that he did, first of all, went 12 rounds with Wilder. Second of all, got knocked down and got up. Third of all, got knocked down from, I guess, a fucking knockout. And damn near got knocked out, which Wilder thought that he got him. And I think Wilder hit him. And Wilder was blowing kisses at his lady over there. I forget her name. But he was blowing kisses to his girl over there. And he thought that shit was over. He was starting to. You seen Wilder? He was blowing them kisses and shit. Remember that? So, and I think when he got up, he was like, fuck. And he got up. And then and it's like someone, if I'm Wilder, I would bitch about the ref. Like, wow, normally that motherfucker would, man, they would weigh that shit off the way he was looking out on that floor. But it didn't matter because the dude got up and he fought you and he hurt you. So obviously he wasn't that hurt like you claimed that he should have been. Counterpunch. Based on what he did when he got up. If he just barely hung on and got tossed all around. Cause look, Wilder's strong. Wilder could have picked Tyson Fury up and slung his ass like he did Luis Ortiz. Right? But you can't do that type of shit in a high quality fight. Why do you think Kenny Bayless took a point away from Tyson Fury? Okay, no roughhouse bullshit. You know? And I thought that was excessive. You know? I think he was over officiating that particular fight, me personally. But then again, you know, Wilder called him crabs in a barrel too. He was doing that little dancey dance. Absolutely, Sly. Dancey dance. It's like a will. This case, Kurt, can dissect one issue with unbiased logic and then without a pertinent question made from nobody. Restart. Yeah. Draw was a fair result. I mean, you know, but again, you think they expected that fight? They had to build the fucking thing. Think about it. They had to build the fight because they had people are going, what was people saying? What was people saying about that fight? Cherry pick, another cherry pick. Dude, wow, Fury? Where fucking Fury be? He ain't fought since when? 15? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, Fury ain't fought since fucking 15. What are you talking about? You know? Yeah, you have to score a fight round after round. But look, officially, no one lost. And since no one lost, no one really gave a shit. And we know that. Nobody cared. I mean, you know, Tyson Fury was pissed off. But Wilder, you know, I mean, his fans, what I'm talking about. His fans were like, yo, you know, I mean, Blue Blood went from, speaking of him, he went from, I think Tyson Fury won the fight. I think he won off points. Then in the fucking very next week, I think it was a draw. You see what I'm saying? Can't make this shit up. Don't believe me? Look it up. Unless he fucking, you know, you can look that shit up. You know, unless he took the fucking video down. But no, he went from Fury being the victor to it being a draw. Now, you can change your mind or whatever, but come on, what? Really? Hawker Mustang, leave Wilder alone. Is where Wilder comes. Where does he go from here? Sunshades, Counterpunch, don't lie. Hell no, I don't lie. What I gotta lie about? Listen, since We got 1,300 votes, guys. I got you all on here, 209 people. Let's do the poll, okay? I want you guys to still vote, if you guys haven't. But out of 1,300 votes, we can pretty much know where this is going to go. I'm pretty sure throughout, maybe tomorrow I'll go to another, but let's see where it is thus far with 1,300 votes, people. We have the highest amount of where Deontay Wilder should go is 35% said fight Andy Ruiz. Now that makes a lot of sense, like I explained to you guys, because Andy Ruiz is a PBC fighter that helps the politics factor, because there ain't no politics. You know what I'm saying? But the problem would be I don't even think it would be Wilder. It would be Ruiz, because Ruiz has already ducked a couple marquee fights. So you know what I mean? I think he would want to then get another tune-up. Because again, he ducked two people. He ducked Ortiz and he ducked Dillian White. And that was last year. He ain't fought since fucking Saudi Arabia. So that's fight Andy Ruiz, 35%. 25% said to fight Dillian White. Okay. So Dillian White is the guy that, of course, has been chasing Wilder for a hot minute, for a very long time, for that belt. Now, Wilder loses the belt. Okay, the belt goes to Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said that he would fight White, then turn around and call White a bum. Then White gets knocked out by Povetkin. Now he's rematching Povetkin. So you're like, whoa, okay. But he's fighting Povetkin for that interim silver belt again. So if he does end up fighting Wilder, Wilder can take that interim belt, which is technically the same fucking belt. It looks exactly like the WBC belt, the one that currently Tyson Fury holds. It's the same fucking belt. They could have put an interim on it or something like that. It's the same belt. So the one Dillian White has versus the one Wilder or Tyson Fury has now, same belt. Right? It's just different title. One's super and the other one ain't. But what's the difference between the two? Shit, couldn't the super guy, couldn't they put some diamonds on the motherfucker or something? Whatever. So that's 25% for Dillian White. That would be a good fight for Deontay Wilder. I think if he uses that particular fight as a bridge to go where he was, if he's just that much in love with the WBC, and I think at this point he shouldn't really be in love with the WBC anymore. The way Mauricio Sulaiman tried to cover up the fact of he thought it was fair and square and Deontay Wilder disagreed. So why would Deontay Wilder want to go for the WBC belt? Why would he even want to be a part of that association again? That's one way I would look at it if I'm Deontay Wilder and I really think that Tyson Fury cheated me and I have Mauricio Sulaiman, a guy that thought was my friend, the guy that I backed because I was the champion and he was the president of this sanctioning body, and he said something contrary to what my best friend Tay Jones said, that you were in the dressing room singing and everything was okay and you weren't there. Counterpunch. So if he wants to go through the WBC, that would be a fight that he would make. Moving on. Fight low-risk opponents for confidence building. That's at 16%. 16% said that. And what are the odds of this happening? Very high. Because you can really look at that as someone like Helenius, someone like Kaunaki. Kaunaki has been defeated. There's no O to go in that situation. So he wouldn't be the only guy that shared that name if he fought Kaunaki. Right? Helenius upset Kaunaki, but got stopped by Jarrell Washington. He stopped Jarrell Washington about 4 or 5 years ago. About 3 or 4 years ago. Right? So, yes, fighting a low-risk opponent for confidence building would probably be a high option for him. Now, the next 1% said Oscar Rivas, which I threw Oscar in there because he's a guy that... He's a guy that gave Dillian White problems. A guy that actually I feel would be undefeated. I think that fight between him and Dillian White should have been a no contest because of the shit that happened in the midst of that fight. A lot of things that weren't said that should have been spoken about. And then see if Vada was able to not allow, which was bullshit, not allow Dillian White his opportunity, right? Because of something that a totally different drug agency, right, caught and they didn't catch. They took that as a decision and they decided to, hey, we're going to give your spot to Tyson Fury. We're going to give your mandatory position to Tyson Fury. That was wrong. So fighting Oscar Rivas would be a very dangerous guy, but if he beat Rivas, that would be another credible opponent. Okay, so that ain't a fucking low risk opponent right there. Oscar Rivas is a very dangerous guy, you know, and especially if he gets in there with someone like Deontay Wilder, a guy, he's not, if you hurt him, he's just going to clam up and take his shots. Someone like Oscar Rivas would probably eat him apart. You know, that's probably the next thing to Mike Tyson that I can remember. I don't think he's just as durable. I'm sorry, not durable. I don't think he's as gifted as Tyson. So the last but not least, 22% of everyone thought that he should retire. For the 22%, these are the people that, hey, that for one, most of you guys were looking for him, that didn't believe in him, that thought that, hey, when he gets beat, he will retire. Because, of course, before he lost, a lot of people said that he would retire before he lost. So maybe this is a part of that 22%. You know, maybe it's the way that Deontay Wilder's acting right now because, you know, he's been acting very strange. You know, he went into hiding. He had surgery. He didn't want to talk to nobody. For me, that seems like somebody that was dealing with something. Then only to come out and say, like, hey, this is what I believe, that leads us to believe that's what you were dealing with. Someone you felt that was cheating you, that possibly couldn't beat you fair and square because you were that good. No, you were getting beat up because your skill set sucks. You were against a person that was attacking you and you didn't even have the offense for him. And you blamed everything else and everybody else. So, you know, for that reason, if that's probably why they think you should retire. But out of 1,300 votes, fighting Andy Ruiz is on the top. Fighting Dillian White is at the second, and at the third comes retiring. So, it was a nice little breakdown. I thank everybody for voting. You know, if you guys catch this late, still vote. I'll still keep looking at it. I'll read the comments below. Deontay Wilder, I really do feel that he should continue fighting. I want to see him fight the other best fighters. I want to see him right the wrongs. I want to see him silence the critics by fighting better opposition. I want to see what he can do in the sport of boxing. Win, lose, or draw. Let's see the best fights for this particular fighter. Let's stop the politics in boxing from happening for this man. And let's please not see a fucking Tyson Fury fight if it's a fight that he doesn't want. Let's see him fight everyone else. That is the order. You guys all have been counterpunched. I think all 204 of you guys on this chat right now. You know, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.